Hey, it's me. It's the B-O-double-B-Y, Bobby Munson, coming at you with a brand new television show review. Finally got around to finishing this one up and now getting ready to review it. It is Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 1. So if you haven't caught up on Cobra Kai or this season in particular, I suggest you do so. What it is a sequel to the franchise, The Karate Kid, and this one has been gaining in popularity as it went along. Started as a YouTube premium show and then eventually made its way over to Netflix, where it boomed in pop culture popularity. This has, in my opinion, been the greatest thing for the Karate Kid since the original Karate Kid. I really do enjoy this show. Is it outrageous? Sure. Is it a little silly at times? Definitely. But do I have fun watching it and watching people get the crap kicked out of them with a lot of karate? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, I do. So when it came about that they were going to do this final season in two parts, that was exciting, although it's very easy to blast right through the first part of this season of Cobra Kai. The show begins with, Johnny, sorry, man, Chosen, Johnny, and of course, LaRusso are now all working together. They're going to have the same dojo. And of course, Chosen and LaRusso want it to still be called Miyagi-Do, but of course, then Johnny is interfering, wanting to call it Eagle Fang. And so this becomes a little bit of a thing back and forth about how the name's going to go and stuff like that. It was a good way to start the season, a little on the slow side in terms of what this was going to unfold to, because we know that the training needs to begin for the Saikai Taikai that they are going to be granted access to. And of course, we know that Kreese, of course, got his way out of prison at the end of the last season, now a fugitive, and he would show up here eventually. So what it boils down to is, okay, unity amongst the crew. They eventually, Johnny decides that it's best that they go with Miyagi-Do. They're going to stick with Miyagi-Do. Fine, well, great, but they are still going to teach all the different types of karate that they've learned between the entire group. So here they are getting ready to train for the Saikai Taikai. Meanwhile, we start getting the story of Kreese showing up, now going to be training over in Japan, taking on a group over there that he is going to take to the Saikai Taikai. And of course, we know how ruthless Kreese can be. And when he finds people that can play to his level of ruthlessness, he's going to take that opportunity. And we see that unfolding with one of the people that he does take under his wing that is going to look like a big danger to anybody involved with the Saikai Taikai. So speaking of the Saikai Taikai, later on we find out that only 6 competitors from each dojo are allowed to compete in the Saikai Taikai that is going to be taking place and going to be televised worldwide. So now we got the dilemma of who is going to get picked. Well, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. There was 4 at this point in the show that we knew were the for sures, and then the what ifs kind of thing, and when it came to Hawk being not one of the 4, I guess I'm talking the 4 would be Miguel, Robbie, Sam, and Tori. But you look at someone like Hawk and you're like, oh, he should definitely be going. But wouldn't the show kind of take an interesting twist if he didn't get to go somehow? And then gets to that point. It really does. So again, to find their top 6, they bring in another sensei who is now going to be looking at different aspects and everything. So make an unbiased opinion of who the 6 should be. Your clear 4 become your clear 4. And then after that, we have a little bit of games amongst the other ones, the top qualifiers for this particular position. After pulling a very ruthless trick to win a spot, Devin now joining the team of Miyagi-Do for the Saikai Taikai, and it was Dimitri that ended up getting the other spot instead of Hawk, which made for an interesting dilemma. And also the knowledge that both Daniel LaRusso and Johnny both know that Hawk should be one of the ones going, and he's not. But they said that was how they wanted to play it. The decision had been made, so that's what's going to happen. But let's throw a wrench in the plan. We see Kreese going and finding Tori at some point in time and trying to talk to her, because this was his star pupil at one point, right? This is who he wanted to have on his side. This was his ruthless killer that he had been training previously in other seasons. And we had just found out that Tori's mom's doing better. She's been praised for all these wonderful things about how she's taking care of her mom, and things are great and things are looking up. Tori's feeling good. She's got, a friend in Sam, and everything's looking lovely and fine and wonderful. And she's going to be part of the Saikai Taikai, essentially going into this thing. And lo and behold, then we have an issue. Sam ends up finding her mom on the floor, and her mom has unfortunately passed away. We know that this is going to bring out a little bit of a darker side in Sam. At the time that this happens, there's a setup to try to find out who's going to be the male representative and the female representative as captains going into the Saikai Taikai. And so to determine that, there was going to be a battle between Sam and Tori. When Sam goes missing for a couple days, finally shows up upon the day when she's going to fight Sam here. So Tori gets in there to go fight her, but of course she's destroyed, hurt. And this fight starts, and it's looking rough. It's looking rough all over. And it's coming down to the final point to decide who will captain the team. And there is a call made to the LaRusso family. And then Daniel LaRusso stops the fight from continuing, knowing that Tori's not in the right frame of mind. This causes a lot of dissension, also amongst Johnny, who thinks that they should have continued to fight because, he says to Daniel later, when I was in that position, all I wanted was that kind of release and everything. So he understood where Tori was coming from in this. Tori runs off. This is not looking good. We already know this is probably going to end up quite ugly. As a result of Tori taking off, they're forced to pick somebody else. They automatically put Hawk back in. So this is Hawk's way back into the Saikai Taikai. All right, all's well and good. They show up at the Saikai Taikai at the end of the season, and lo and behold, Tori has joined Kreese and his new Ruthless Squad. Now, that's the way it ends. Now, in amongst that, there's also this other plot that's going on where Daniel LaRusso and company have found a box inside Miyagi-Do that Mr. Miyagi put under a floorboard they didn't notice all these years. The box contains some information that leads them to find out that Mr. Miyagi may not be as, as humble as he was, and all the, goody two-shoes type of guy that we've always been made to believe. There might be a little bit of a dark past to Mr. Miyagi that we weren't aware of. This also leads to that little bit at the ending when Daniel LaRusso is putting on the captain's band around Sam's head. And then all of a sudden it hits him. He's seen that symbol before, and he runs back to the box of Mr. Miyagi's and finds the exact same headband covered in blood. And he knows now this is business. This is going to be scary business. They've warned us about the Saikai Taikai, how brutal it can be. But now he realizes this has been going on for a long time. Mr. Miyagi was a part of it at one time. And Mr. Miyagi might have effed somebody up pretty nastily when that happens. So curious to see where we go from here. Another 5 episodes yet to go in this final season as part 2 comes out on Netflix. So I'm curious to see, now that we're at the Saikai Taikai, how many episodes are going to be Saikai Taikai based and how much is going to be wrapping up other stories so that we can get a proper finale to this thing. Either way, I'm in for it. I find it interesting. I like it. It's a lot of just over the top action comedy fun that I can appreciate. So, big thumbs up. I recommend it. If you like this kind of stuff, definitely go check it out. Why not? Definitely check this one out. Anyway, that's going to be it. Have you seen it? Have you not? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember that we are broadcasting at our local establishment here on YouTube. So I want you to go ahead and give us a subscribe, a thumbs up, and turn on that notification bell so anytime we have new material coming out. And that is every single day, folks. We've got stuff from short form content, live content, and also long form content that we release here on the channel on a daily basis in the world of pop culture. So whether you like this one or not, there might be something else for you right here at our local establishment from one of the great contributors chiming in from all across this wonderful globe. As for myself, if you want to reach out to me, let me know what other recommendations you have in the world of television, movies, music, anything like that. I'm always happy to hear from you. My credentials are down below. That's where you can find me on all social media, as well as over on Twitch at @videobro_Bobby Munson. So yes, definitely check me out on the socials. Reach out to me. Let me know things, or let me know in the comment section below. I'm always checking those comments out. I will get back to you guys as soon as possible. So definitely check this one out and let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see next. But until next time, we'll see you at the next one.